we like how life parlays you into clearer and clearer wanting. And we love it when you get mad. We love it when you say, I deserve better than I have been getting, and I'm going to do better for myself through focus. And I'm going to work with the laws of the universe, and I'm going to allow myself to discover the power of who I am. And I want to be an extension of source energy. And I want to explore, and I want to sometimes be confused, because without confusion, I wouldn't revel in clarity. And without loss, I couldn't understand the deliciousness of gain. And without hunger, I wouldn't understand the fulfilling, satisfying meal. And without some thirst, I would not recognize how wonderful it is to drink that long, cool drink. Contrast is necessary to the expansion of who I am. Contrast is necessary to the expansion of who I am. And I embrace it. I embrace every aspect of everything that causes me to focus. And now that I know that in my focus, the energy that creates worlds will align with me. And now that I feel when my focus is clear and when it's cluttered, now that I feel when my focus is productive and when it's unproductive, now that I feel, I'm willing to let go of all of the specifics of things that just don't matter. I'm willing to let old grudges go and stop nitpicking over things that don't matter and stop comparing myself to others in some sort of unimportant way. I am ready to live the unconditional love that I came to live and to focus that unconditional love on me, on me, on me, on me. I'm ready to let source energy show me how source feels about me. And I'm ready to let it manifest through abundance, through connections, through contracts, through ideas, through work. I'm willing to let source display its pleasure in me in endless ways. We want you to know that if you could stand in your now and get out ahead of the manifestation by anticipating it, rather than by noticing that it hasn't come yet, if you could make that one slight, very soft, it'll take a little practice, adjustment to the way you are looking at life, not only will so many of the things that you've been waiting for manifest for you, but every moment of your day will be one of those joyful moments where you are anticipating the unfolding, where you are in on, where you're in on it, where you are in on it. We watch you in your creative endeavors, and we know how much fun it is for you in your action. It's really satisfying for you to have an idea about something and then have a hand in watching it come, or have a hand in making it come into reality. You want your yard to be beautiful, and there's a satisfaction in getting the equipment and grooming your yard. You want beautiful flowers surrounding your front porch. There's a satisfaction in picking them out and bringing them in and preparing the soil and putting them there and watering them and nurturing them. It's fun to have that hand in that. You want to write a book? It's fun to take notes of ideas that are coming and comments that are coming from others. It's fun to write it down. It's fun to sit before your contraptions and write upon the page. It's fun to do that. It's all kinds of fun to do that, to have those hands-on experiences in your creative experience. But there's a whole creative experience that most of our physical friends are missing altogether. And it's the molding of the clay that goes like this. I'm standing in a place without something I want, and the more I miss it, the more I want it. And in my desire, I'm shooting off rockets of desire that have already become it, as fast as the rocket goes. Source, unbeknownst to me, because I'm a mortal, I'm a human, who has not been paying attention to vibration. I've just been doing what people tell me to do for a really long time. And I care about being appreciated, and so I try hard to please them all, but there are a lot of them, and they're finicky and fickle. And so I launch a lot more rockets of desire than I actually manifest, but it's sort of the way it is, and it's sort of the way it is for everybody around me, so it's not too bad. I'm doing all right. So I've launched this rocket of desire. I've launched this powerful rocket of desire, and I'm not a vibrational match to it whatsoever because I'm more aware of where I stand in relationship to it, and what I want isn't. So I've joined a blog. I talk about, I have my own blog. I talk about it. More and more people are joining it and reading about it. And a lot of people that agree with me because they don't have what I want either. And the more we talk, the more we launch these rockets, and the more the vortex fills in, the faster the energy moves, the more powerful it is calling me. And the more powerfully it calls me, the worse I feel when I don't go. So I complain more and more and more and more and more because what I want has not yet come. Now we want to help you to understand that that's sort of the basis of the launching of all rockets of desires. But the true creative fun is to recognize that I'm not a match to what I want, not now while I feel negative emotion. And the reason that I know that I'm not a match to what I want is because I'm feeling negative emotion. My negative emotion is telling me that there is a vibration that I'm not up to speed with. That's what the negative emotion is about. So now I start molding the clay. I recognize my negative emotion means I'm not in the vibrational vicinity of what I want. So even though it is already actualized vibrationally, I'm not in a position to see it because I'm not tuned into the frequency. It can't be a revelation to me yet because I'm off the vibrational beam of it. Now we know you don't want to talk about revelation and you don't want to talk about manifestation in that sense, but you gotta because that's the way it is. Everything is a vibration first. And what you do is you tune your frequency so you are the interpreter of the vibration. So there is this vortex of creation of all kinds of things that I want. And this one particular one that I'm focused in opposition to right now is giving me grief because I'm feeling a lot of negative emotion over I want it, but it's not coming. I want it, but it's not coming. I want it, but it's not coming. I want it, but it hasn't been coming. They've got it. They've got it. They've got it. I hate them, hate them, hate them. I want it, but it's not coming. But now I'm going to start molding the clay because I understand now how this creative universe is working. And so I know that this negative emotion is my indicator that I'm not in the vibrational vicinity of this thing that I want. So I'm going to try to find thoughts that soothe my vibration. I'm looking for thoughts that give me relief. But the more I think about the specifics about what I want, the more I notice that what I want isn't. So I have to get general about it. I have to say things to myself like, this too is on its way to me, or this thing that I do not want is passing, or things are working out for me, or that there are some things that are going to come into place before I actually see it, or those others that have had the excitement of the manifestation of that were at one time very likely right where I'm standing. This is the process. So I soothe myself in my physical format. I soothe myself and I feel better about it. And in that moment, I raised my vibration deliberately. And because I raised my vibration deliberately, I have a new set point, which means I have a new vibrational relationship to what's in my vortex, which means now a different set of circumstances are going to reveal themselves to me because I've shifted my vibration in relationship to what I want. You see how it works? Recently, we've been talking about how each time you know what you don't want, you send off a rocket of what you do want. Have you been hearing us say that? Been saying it for a while. Wrote a whole book about it, the vortex. You throw these rockets of desires into your vortex of creation. Well, each one of those rockets causes a momentum. More momentum, more momentum, more momentum of what's wanted. So there is a spinning momentum, a vortex version, a vibrational version of that which you are wanting that is very practiced and very dynamic. It's moving quickly and it's sweeping up all cooperative components in its path, in its vibrational path, you see. The question is, are you a vibrational match to your own vortex? And sometimes you are and sometimes you aren't. Sometimes you're more knowing what you don't want than knowing what you do want. So you are not a vibrational match to your own desire. But when you do find some way of being a vibrational match to your vortex, which is the same thing as saying not being a contrary vibration, not being an opposite vibration, when the vibration of you is about wanted rather than unwanted, now you are a vibrational match. So then we began explaining to you that you stand in your physical body as an offer of vibration at all times. But there's a vortex version of you where the source within you exists that may be offering a different vibration than you are at any point in time. Can you think of what an example of that might be? You want something that you don't believe. The source within you is a vibrational match to your desire, while you are a vibrational match to the absence of your desire. And when that happens, you feel the vibrational discord that you describe as negative emotion. So in order for you to be the full manifester, the actualized example of, the living the reality of, the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, feel it version of your desire, you've got to find some way to bring the habit of your thought, the habit of your vibration, into resonance or alignment with what's in your vortex. So we began talking about your point of attraction because we want you to be aware of your point of attraction. We want you to think about what you're offering vibrationally because that's everything. The creative process is 3 steps. Step 1 is ask, and you do that, and the vortex is spinning with what you've asked for. That's step 2. Once you ask for it, it exists in a vibrational reality. Step 1, step 2, you ask, it's given. But you've got to become a vibrational version, a practiced vibrational version, not just a fleeting vibrational version. You've got to become a chronic you've got to become a believer in what you've asked for. You've got to practice the thought of what you want until it is such a habit within you that you believe it, that you know it. And when that happens, then your point of attraction, we've been calling where you stand, your point of attraction, your grid, because it's like the framework. You believe it and you know it. That's like creating the skeleton framework version of it. And then law of attraction will fill that grid in with all of the details, with all of the delicious details that you have already assigned by virtue of the sifting and sorting that are already chosen by you, that are already gathered by source energy and by law of attraction. So there's this vortex version of you, and there's this you standing in your grid version of you. And the question that this gathering wants to ask and answer is, are you vibrationally up to speed with the vortex version of you? And your emotions are the key to that. So as you're moving through your life experience and you're feeling mostly sad, then you're not a vibrational match to what you put into your vortex. Your grid version and your vortex version don't match. Your vortex version's up here and your grid version's down here. You're not a vibrational match. So what's in the vortex cannot flow easily into your experience. Law of attraction is not bringing it to you, or better said, you are not the realizer of it yet. You've got your radio dial set on something different than the radio dial of what you want, so you can't realize it. You can't experience it, not yet. So as you move up this emotional scale, as you feel more hopeful, now you're closer to it. And in hope, occasionally, you find a thought that lets you catch a glimpse of what you put into your vortex. It begins to look as if it's going to happen for you. But it isn't until you have practiced so steadily the vibration of what you want that it's just known by you. Oh, it hasn't manifested, but that's not bothering you at all because you have faith in the laws of the universe. You have confidence in your ability to focus. You know that you are the creator of your own reality. You believe that you can adjust your vibration at will. You know you can because you've done it before, maybe not on this subject yet because it's a tougher subject. But you do have enough confidence in the laws of the universe being steady and consistent, and in the nature of the source within you of knowing you're worthy, knowing your value. And so, as you get hold of this understanding of how this all works, and in the early stages of your day, you deliberately choose which spinning grid disc you start the day out on. You start out discouraged like you were when you went to bed, had an argument. You know you're right, which means you know they aren't. And you're really tired of it. And when you wake up in the morning, does your mind go right there? Or do you see it as a fresh start where you could start different momentum if you wanted to because this momentum is not yet underway? So you choose high-flying momentum. We're talking a lot about your choice of these grid discs, your choice of using momentum to your advantage. It's great fun when you begin to realize that in the early subtle stages of a day, you can choose this and maintain it for a little while. On the first day you do it, maybe not for long, but long enough that the second day it'll be easier. Maybe not for long, but long enough that on the third day it will...